I signed up for like a year's worth of PXF. Remember that site?
I do.
Yeah. I watched one video after paying for a year. It was like a net 16 video. And I just remember seeing her shove like the button with like king 6 suited. This is like clear memory with like 10 big blinds. And she's like, you gotta do this here to steal the blinds. And I just shut it off and I was like, okay, I got it. And then,
that explains so much about your game.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy.
All right, guys, welcome back. Table One Podcast. Justin Young, co-host Art Parmann, and very special guest, Joe Cheong. And I was on your Wikipedia earlier today, and I did see you have 2 nicknames on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, could you guess what they might be? Because like one's easy, like
One's my online screen name.
correct, that one. The second one, I've never heard anyone ever call you ever.
A nickname? Are you sure it's not my Korean name?
It's like 19 words. I mean, it's not that 19 words, but like it's a long nickname that I've never heard anyone call you. So like,
Is it?
Are you sure it's not my Korean name and not my nickname?
No, there's very little Korean to do. Well, I don't want to say that because it implies punting in poker. So like, there's a little Korean like implied in it.
Is he the second most puntiest WSOP Korean final tableist now? Because self-proclaimed on his own Twitter, I believe.
Yeah.
After that, Brian Kim.
Did someone update that already?
No, so it was 6 better from heaven.
6 better.
Which A, that's super long for a nickname, and
Yeah.
B, I've never heard anybody ever call you that.
That also implies I would hit the ace from heaven.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
Yeah.
I was just, maybe I don't know how Wikipedia works or whatever, so, like, people can just go on there and just, like, give you nicknames that you don't know about.
I didn't even know I had a Wikipedia that is updated. The last time I checked was like 10 years ago, and they had my name wrong, so like spelled wrong completely.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you semi-well. I felt like it was okay. Not a whole lot of information. It basically just concentrated on the final table thing, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Brian Kim's is a worse punt. I mean, technically no, but like in this day and age, yes.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like back in the day, I mean, if you're not 4-betting, you're not trying.
Yeah.
And if you're trying, then like you have to expect a 5-bet, and
Yeah, I mean,
you got to know what
if you
you're
didn't
going
do
to
that
have.
stuff, you're a pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, it was just like, all right, Queen Jack, we're getting at least 4 bets in here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So you can make the other person piss down their leg first.
Yeah, last man to be all in, it just wins the hand, regardless.
Oh,
of
exactly.
equity.
It always has room. You have to like click it back, and then you can shove it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Online. Lovely. And then it came to live, and it looked really weird, and kind of looked like that Brian Kim hand.
Yeah.
That's when they actually invited tournament pros to Pride Cash games.
Yeah.
Because they're the worst.
Well,
Yeah.
for our game specifically, we gave anyone that had a big score 24 hours to join our game, no matter who you are or how good you are. If you bust or you win or what doesn't matter. Like if you have a reasonable score, you can get in our game, no questions asked. It has to be 24 hours after like cash in the tournament.
Define reasonable though.
Like
6 figures, yeah?
6
yeah, 6 figures. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
okay.
6 figure works.
Yeah, just enough to, you could lose half of it to us and not feel so bad about it, or feel really bad and punt the whole thing off.
So yeah, if you ever see like Chris Brewer or something in our game or whatever, there's a reason. It means he just like cashed.
I will hit you up next time I have a score.
Oh, you're claiming you're going to be level-headed and okay getting third?
No, I'll be drunk.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. All right, guys. For those who don't know, Joe was born in Korea, correct? Yes, another
Correct.
thing I found out. Like,
Yep.
actually, I knew that. But you moved here at a very young age, right?
I was 5 or 6
Yep.
or something. I don't even know when I got here. Around that age.
Okay.
I went to kindergarten in Korea. I remember finishing kindergarten.
And you moved to Cali, or
I moved to LA
okay?
and then grew up there. Didn't play any poker. Went to school in San Diego. And then started going to a card room there called Ocean's 11.
Heard of that one. So, like, what were you going to school for?
So originally I went for pre-med.
Jesus.
And then within 2 weeks I quit. And then I went to, I looked at the easiest major to get over with, and it was psychology. So I did that. Took me 2 years to finish, and I didn't want to leave college, so I added on math.
Wait, you changed majors to get it over quick, and then as soon as you did that,
It was too quick though. That was the problem. Yeah.
So okay, then you did math and you got a degree in.
I got a degree in math. I'm a dual major.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then I finished psychology in the first 2 years, and then it took me like 3 years to finish math because I started playing poker through my 4th year of college, and I started like not going to classes and just not doing anything. But I still finished because, Asian have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there pressure from your parents, like when you were, well, basically when you started playing poker and knew that school really wasn't for you? Was there any pressure from your family to finish or like get a real job or any of that?
Well, actually, like I was like 90% done before I started playing poker. I was like a late bloomer, so I kind of felt like I might as well finish. And as for my parents, I mean, my mom will still tell me like, when are you getting a real job? So yeah,
Still to this day?
to this day, yeah.
So there was pressure.
It does sound like there's
Constant pressure, yeah.
Just a quick break here. Have you ever checked out like the listing for Coachella or some other music festival and you look at it and you're like, man, Kanye, I don't know a lot of bands, Eminem, how do they get all these people on here? Well, Phenom Poker has a list of pros. Joe Cheong, Sergio Ido, Justin Young,
Chris Hunichin.
Brian Rass, Chris Hunichin,
Eric Baldwin, man. It's a who's who.
It's a who's who of guys who just support
Ari
this
Engel.
platform, and it hasn't even launched yet. And Table One is on that list. We support Phenom Poker. We think they're going to do good things. It's going to be the online poker site that you can trust. You can deposit with crypto. They're going to teach you how to do everything. And the best time to sign up is right now before they launch, because everybody who signs up to the waiting list is going to get extra tokens, extra rake back. It's really going to be in your best interest to sign up now. So just check in the description below. We're going to have a link right at the top that says Phenom Poker. Sign up through Table One, get on the waiting list, and sign up today.
Super simple. Name, email, and then you're on with us. I don't even know how you did overall, but you had a ton of cashes this summer. It was nuts.
I had a lot of Did I?
I mean, it seemed like it to me. I don't know. Like, I didn't play.
I had a winning summer, which is like my
Holy shit.
first in like 3 summers. Ever since we moved to Paris, the hotel was I've just been shit for me. Rio's where I run good, so never had a losing summer until Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a super brag. Like
Yeah.
I'm much older than you. I actually did book a win this summer, but I think this is number 4 out of 20 or something like that. Like it's nothing to be happy about. Most people make all the money during this time. It's
However,
not my thing.
it's my 5th year in a row busting day 1 of the main event.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
but you're
did
trying.
make it to the final hand light night this year, so it was almost
Oh, that's tilting.
yeah.
All right, so you're playing Ocean's 11, some other local casinos. What's your game? Is it limit, no limit?
They used to have this $1, $40 max buy-in game. Mm-hmm. I used to go play that. I was actually really against gambling. Yeah, like
Sorry, I didn't know if we were supposed to laugh there or not.
you know, like how every guy played poker back in the days. Like all your friends played poker, everyone played poker. I remember like my high school tennis team, like during breaks, we'd be on the bleachers. They'd be playing like quarters,
Yeah.
you know, for coins. And I was just like, oh, you guys are retarded. Like I don't gamble. That's for losers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And then I graduated in 2009, which was like when the recession started.
Yeah.
And like you couldn't find a job anywhere. And I think I wanted to be an investment banker. I don't remember. I just wanted to make a lot of money. But no one would hire me. So I got really high and bored one day. And then I deposited some money on Full Tilt. Went broke. My life savings of $2,000.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it $50 at a time or all like 2,000 at once?
$50 at a time.
Yeah, that's the classic story.
Yeah.
So like, how'd you build the bankroll back up? Then did you get a job, or you just grinded out playing one $40 cap?
I got a job. I was like a math TA in college. Mm-hmm. All I did was grade papers, and they would give me like $15 an hour. And the best part was like you put your own hours in. So
Joe just worked 98 hours last week.
it got to the. It's been too long anyway, so I can say this. But it got to the point where like I remember kids' names. And I was like, this guy's a C student. So his homework would just be a C automatically. And then I was just like, no one ever complained. So I would just like do really quick like grading, make up scores, and then like no one complained. They accepted it. And then I would just put in like 20 hours extra. And I would just like sit down and just like grind free rolls on Bodog and stuff.
That's
incredible.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are so many C students you did it for. They're like, man, I didn't do any fucking work this week. This is gonna suck. Like, C, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was probably gonna get in trouble. No one ever complained. It was nice.
All right, so at some point there must be some kind of success or whatever. I mean, you can't build too big of a bankroll making $15 an hour, even if you're like greasing the books.
Yeah, I was just like playing free rolls, and then so my roommate was a weed dealer in college, and then one of our clients was Gank, if you remember him.
I remember Gank, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so he used to come by. He was like, I guess he was like pocket fives, like leaderboard and stuff all the time back then. I didn't know what poker was, he would bring his bracelet and show us and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck's that? And then he was like, check out Pocket Fives and like, deposit some money in full tilt poker. So I did that. This was before I lost it all. Okay. And then I built it back. I started playing $1 tournaments on full tilt. And back then you can win like $500. It was like a $1 turbo.
Yeah.
So I just like started playing that, started winning. I watched I signed up for like a year's worth of PXF. Remember that site?
I do.
Yeah. I watched one video after paying for a year. It was like a net 16 video. And I just remember seeing her shove like the button with like king 6 suited. This is like clear memory with like 10 big blinds. And she's like, you gotta do this here, there's still blinds. And I just shut it off and I was like, okay, I got it. And then,
that explains so much about your game.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I solved this. And then I started playing $1 tournaments, won, $3 tournaments, won, $5 tournaments, and just kept building it up. And I won a mini FTOF score for like 60K, I want to say, like my first year playing. And then that kind of snowballed into like bigger buy-ins and stuff like that.
So at what point did you start transitioning to like live tournament poker?
I was playing local stuff at like Ocean's 11. They would have like daily, I don't even know what the buy-in was. But
like
it was probably like $60 or something like that. I won 2 in one day. And these dealers were like, that's like the luckiest guy in the world.
You're like the old school Jeremy Becker.
Yeah, it was like $1,200 each. Like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, wow, I think I got this. And then I went to like Harris Rincon. It was like some like little farmland in San Diego. Played a circuit event there, won a ring. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for the World Series.
So what was your bankroll? Do you remember-ish what it was the first time you like came to the World Series of poker? And
first
09, right? Yeah, 09.
Yeah, first summer was 09. I want to say like 150K.
Oh shit, that's fucking healthy.
Yeah. I did really well online somehow.
Okay.
Lost a bunch. I remember like I played a 2K, got one outed like the first like orbit, and then I was convinced that the dealers were cheating. told all my friends, and like one of them, I think it was Ari. Ari was like, I think you're right. Yeah.
Wow, Ari Engel, like.
Yeah. I think he's like, that is kind of fishy. And then I was like, I'm never coming back. Next year I came back.
Thank God you did.
Yeah, and that's the year I binked. So, yeah, that's basically how I started playing poker and got stuck in it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, guys. I'm sure a lot of people haven't gone back and watched the 2010 main event. But either way, Joe got third. Just let everyone know. But like, I'm more curious about the lead up to or whatever. Where I'm sure you remember kind of the days a little hazily, but like was it like smooth sailing the whole time? Like a lot of this is documented. For those who want to go back and watch it, but I don't know. Well,
I used to smoke a lot of weed, so I don't really have too many memories from back then. But I do remember like I was chip leader of my table, bagging each night.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Like even day 1, day 2.
Day 1, day 2, day 3, like
wire to wire.
Almost every day. Just my table though, not the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, not the last day, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you were chip leader coming into whatever the last day was, like day 8 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Until that Italian kid got me, but
Actually,
that summer I do remember one thing. I was selling action to Darren Elias all summer for like 5Ks and 2Ks and stuff like that. And the main event comes around, and he's like, "How much I got?" I was like, "Nothing." I was like, "I just want to gamble on this one." So he's still mad at me to this day about that one.
Okay, so you lost some money all summer and then showered him for the main event?
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, that was the best value tournament, you just gotta.
Well,
I was like, I still have 150 in the bank. I'm just gonna take a shot.
Wow. Yeah. That could have turned things around from Darren too. He could have been a really good poker player.
Exactly.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy.
And now look
rough
at him.
life.
No one's even heard
now
of
he
this
has to
guy.
work for BetMGM or something. Yeah.
Does he?
I mean, he's sponsored by them.
Is he really?
Yeah. It's a reputable thing.
Oh, we're gonna get Darren on here, ask him about his contract. I like to gamble too, guys.
All right, so this is also back in the day where you would, get to 8 or 9-handed, I believe, because they called it November 9, right? And then, like, you had to wait months and then to play the final. Like, the generic question is, what was it like for you? But like, basically, did it bother you at all? Like, was it like, did it feel like bullshit since you had like a lot of momentum going in? Like,
I honestly don't remember.
You're just so high the entire time.
Yeah.
Just blinked and it was November anyway.
Yeah, actually, I remember like going to a bunch of places because they were like promoting the November 9. They would like invite all of us to Foxwoods. I don't remember what I did there, but I was there. I don't remember the casino either, but stuff like that.
Okay.
Was the million gone? Did you just spend it like by the time November 9 started, or?
No.
No.
Actually, I don't think I even picked up my check for like a month.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
That's what I would do. You know, it's just $1 million. Let's leave it there.
yeah. It was only
Gotcha.
800, not a million, but yeah.
Oh, right. Right. It was,
We all became Full Tilt sponsored pros back then, just for making it. So I remember I played a lot in Full Tilt, I think, just to like, they were having us like host F-tops and stuff like that for a while.
do you remember what they gave you for being a full tilt pro?
It was like 100% rake back. You got an hourly of $35. So I just
Did
remember
they
like,
let you write your own hours in for that? Or?
I wish. But I remember like calculating, I was like, if I grind a ton of cash games and like break even, I can make like $400,000 a year, like easily.
Yeah.
So I had a 5-year contract. So I was like, I'm set. And then you know what happened like 6 months later. So
Yeah, I've heard.
yeah.
But like, sorry if like maybe I'm just reminding you or telling you for the first time, but like you had a couple 6-figure like scores between making the final table and then like actually playing the final table. Like
Yeah, I think I won something at the Bellagio
Yeah.
back when they had the Fontana
Yeah,
Lounge.
it was the 5K.
Wow.
I honestly think I remember playing with you in that exact tournament.
No way.
Yeah,
You have good memory.
Well, I didn't smoke every day.
Yeah, a glass of whiskey instead.
Yeah, exactly. Makes me remember super good.
Yeah, I remember winning the 5K. That's about it.
Yeah, I felt like there was
Oh,
something.
I think I final tabled something in London. It was like some kind of super turbo 10K or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you didn't touch your $1 million and still just kept on like running up the.
Yeah, like my life didn't change. I drove my Honda Civic from college till a couple years ago actually. So
All right. Just there for the competition, not for the money. Even though your goal was to make a shitload of money.
yeah, I mean, I guess I splurged more on like nice hotels and nice food. That's about it. I remember like my first time in Vegas, onto Yellowtail at Bellagio, and I was like, this is the nicest restaurant in the world. And now I'm like,
You couldn't
I
touch that
walk
place,
past,
yeah.
I'm like, that's
You're like,
garbage.
oh, Applebee's? No, thank you. Yellowtail, the Applebee's of sushi.
Their pizza's good though. Tuna pizza.
Yeah,
That's
I
do like
soft
that.
spot for that. Yeah.
Just a quick break here, guys. Are you tired of playing with players like this? Not this.
No,
like
no.
this? Or this?
Or do you want to play with players like this?
Oh, wait, you If you like having fun at the poker table, Table 1 is the game for you. We play high stakes, no limit, 100 blinds. And if you want to get into the game, it's actually super easy. We have a website, table1.vegas. You just go to the website, you click get a seat in the game, and fill out the form. It's that easy. It's your name, it's your phone number, it's the date that you're here, and I will personally reach out to you.
And it's only 5K minimum buy-in. You know, run it up at 2.5 and join us. Wow. Okay, so whatever happened, like you guys were three-handed, you were trying to squeeze a spot, basically, like whatever.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, actually kind of standard, just wasn't standard for such a big high equity spot, I guess. So I don't know if you got a ton of shit, but you probably did, I'm guessing.
I mean, I'll be playing UTH at like Durango, and the dealer's like, you're just Cheong. I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, you play poker? He's like, so how do you feel about that ace-7? I'm like, it's 2024. I don't give a fuck.
I've gotten a lot of action since then.
Yeah.
Did you swap like 90% with John Raciner or something like that? Is that why?
I wish. I swapped. I remember at the final table, I made one swap. It was with Matt Jarvis.
Oh yeah.
We swapped 5 or 10%, I forget. And then the second hand at the final table, I threw it in with 10-6 suited and like almost stacked them. So yeah.
Well, no one can accuse you of soft playing
Yeah,
anyway.
I
that's
was
for sure.
like, well, he opened the gun, and I was like, well, we swapped, so he has to think I'm strong.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I want my equity back, bitch.
Wow.
I only swapped so I could bluff you.
Did you give him the look like, come on, like
Yeah.
why would I 3-bet you?
Well, it was standard back then, so yeah.
Did it show down or no?
Oh, it showed down.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
So the cat was out of the bag real quick.
Yeah. I made a flush. Yeah, and he tried to bluff me.
Just a super quick aside, and this has nothing to do with that because this is super scummier, way scummy. But either way, we were playing the bike, maybe day 3 of their main event, and Superfish opens early or whatever, and I'm gearing up a fucking 3-bet because he's a fucking fish or whatever, and all of a sudden I just feel like someone just knocking my leg over and over again. It's Doc Sands to my left, and I just look over at him. He's like, does this? I'm like, I still had an okay hand, so I still 3-bet, And like afterwards, he's like, "What are you doing, man? Like I gave you the signal. Like I had a good hand." And I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Like that's like cheating."
Holy
That
shit.
is
Either way,
cheating.
yeah, no, like I couldn't believe it. Like I was just like, "Don't ever do that again, please." The fact that he didn't have a good enough hand to like hold 4-bet me, I was like, "You're just trying to steal my spot, you little jerk." Either way,
That's-
Duck Sands. That's
Playing above
that's
the
you.
rim right there. Under the table,
That's
above the rim.
Yeah, that's
You have really good memory, just like random stuff like that.
yeah.
I only remember one hand I played. I didn't even play it with you involved in poker in my whole life. I just remember like this one hand clearly. We were at Red Rock playing a 1K. You might remember this.
I do. Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Oh my
so-
god.
So I busted, and for some reason I was looking for Justin, and I see him, and I go up. I'm like, "Yo, Justin!" And I realize he's in the hand, and he's in the river. He's all in the river, and they're just like crazy-looking Chinese lady
Yep.
in the tank. And then like she suddenly, I guess she was in the tank for a while, but then she suddenly sees me and goes, "You're Joseph Chong's friend?" I call, and Justin was bluffing,
100% true.
and then he busted.
That is
Thanks,
awesome. Good to see you too, buddy.
And I realized like I'm just not gonna go up to my friends' tables at any point now,
Yeah, that.
unless they're giant nits. Then I'll go up to their table.
Yeah. If they give you the signal that they have a good hand, and they're about to be all in.
Yeah, your friendship cost me money.
You're probably not friends with any nits anyway.
So after you banked for a little over $4 million, I mean, you're already
Pre-tax.
yeah. You were crushing that year a bit. Did it change like your view of poker? Did it basically make you go to every stop? Like, I don't know. What was your motivation afterwards?
Well, before that, my bankroll wasn't that big, so I was like kind of thinking about playing poker part-time and like maybe getting a job. Well, I wasn't really, but
That's what he told his mom.
You're telling your parents that. Yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, the thought crossed my mind. And then after that, I was like, all right, I can just play poker full-time. And it went, I mean, I had a very good decade after that, so it went very well for personally when I played poker. But then I was backing my friends, which went very poorly.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Common mistake.
Yep,
We all
yep.
find a way to go broke even when it's going well for us.
exactly. Yeah.
That Josh Ari said it we had him on a couple months ago. And he said the key is not to go broke the same way twice, which is like it sounded funny at the time, and in my mind I was like, yeah, that sounds right actually. Yeah, like I've been close to broke or almost broke numerous times, but it's been different every time. It's been nice.
Yeah, mine's been very different. Yeah. I think I've had 3 7-figure downswings. One was backing. One I don't remember. And one was
One I don't remember.
one was crypto. So yeah.
So, Jesus. So how big was your stable back during this time? Because like it was kind of like the cool thing to back people. Hell, I even backed Art for a while.
Yeah, it
How
was
did
real
you?
cool.
Like an asshole. No, what are you like 200K in makeup right now? Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. Either way, next.
It wasn't that big. I think I like my criteria was people that I trust with money, which is a good it's a good criteria. But
No,
you
it
kinda
is. That's a
need
good
more
start.
past that.
Anyway,
yeah.
You might need to ask one more question. Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, they were losing me a lot of money, but I could trust them with $1 million. So not
Apparently
at
not.
poker. Yeah, but yeah.
They would not lose
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I won't,
physically, they
I
would.
won't name names, but we're all still friends. But I had one guy. He was always like kind of like frowning and glaring at the board, and we just thought that's just how he looked when he played poker. Like a year in, I'm playing him 25Ks. He tells me that he just can't see the board that well, and he's like, I can't see if it's a club or a spade. And I was like, oh.
Things you could have told me
I
yesterday.
wish you told me sooner.
Yeah.
Why don't you get glasses? He's like, oh, I was just meaning too lazy.
Jeez.
All right.
A lot of backing and fun stories, yeah.
Are,
Could have saved 6 figures on one pair of bifocals.
are any of these guys still in the poker community today? Again, you don't have to name names or anything. Just more curious.
I think all but one,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and some of them are actually like super crushers. I backed like Michael Rocco. I backed for a while,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and
He's
he's had the
He is
best
sick.
summer ever. Yeah. He like won everything.
What was the max amount of people? Do you remember how many people you
I
were?
think I had 6 or 7,
Okay.
and then I definitely lost 7 figures. And one day I was just like, I woke up and I was like, what am I doing? And I just like cut them all off.
Just ended it.
Just ate my makeup. And
Just
I was like,
Didn't even try to
Business
sell
failed.
the makeup to anybody.
Then I tried, but nobody wanted it back then.
They were like, they're the reason I'm playing this tournament. Oh,
A lot of
plus
Joe
all
Cheong
the-
types in
yeah,
this
exactly.
tournament.
You guys are all in this 25K. I'll hop in.
All right. Well, okay. After that massive downslide or whatever, then what was the plan? I mean, like I know that's probably glossing over a bunch of stuff or whatever, but like that's pretty significant.
Luckily, I was winning myself every year, so I didn't lose that much backing, like in terms of like my bankroll.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kind of went down slowly from life expenses. So the plan was nothing. I just kept playing poker.
Just different. Just like cut off the.
Yeah, my life didn't change at all. Yeah.
In fact, it just got simpler, right? You shut this off, and then you're like, all right, now
I
it's
was
just
like,
me.
oh, lesson learned.
Were you
Very-
immediately happier? Just like right away. Just don't have to worry about logistics and
Oh,
big
yeah,
deal money
exactly.
and stuff like that. That part does suck. Yeah.
I mean, how did those conversations go with your friends, though? You said you're all still friends today. You're just like, hey, guys, I think I'm just done, or do
You guys suck.
you remember?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to back anymore.
Yeah.
You're free.
I'm
You're
sure
free.
Honestly, they were probably pretty happy about
yeah,
it.
because
They're
I
like,
guess they're clearing the makeup
I'm
automatically.
$250,000 in makeup
Yeah.
right now. You're saying I can just walk away? This is.
Anyone that's been in deep makeup, they wish they would get dropped. You know, they're just like, it'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's always a danger with backing, though. Like, people get to a certain point in makeup where it's not even worth it for the player to play anymore.
Yeah.
You're putting them in 1Ks where they can bank for 150 and they're in makeup for 400. It's like,
Yeah, I know it's like
What are we
recently
doing?
people have been talking about like how the old backing structure was very flawed in that way.
Yeah.
It's like if you're having no makeup and like you can't go play anything, so it's not worth it. You're just
Exactly.
wasting time.
yeah, either you're going to spend too much money on a tournament where they're losing and you're just gambling, or you put them in a small tournament where no one's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know, like, I was backed by Cliff Josephy for a bit. I know you know that, but like, there's a spot. I think it was like 200K in makeup, and I ended up chopping to 5K, and he was at the final table. Like, we all wanted to chop, except Cliff didn't want to chop, which is fine. Like, like
Sounds like Cliff, yeah.
There's like 4 of us left, maybe 5 with Cliff, and then as soon as he busted, we're like, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, let's just chop. So Cliff was still right there, and I get paid out like it was 100K. And like Bellagio flags, and I remember very clearly the cashier's like literally like counting it out, and as soon as she fucking broke it down, Cliff is right there and just fucking scooped it right back up. I didn't get to touch one fucking chip, and he's just like pat me on the shoulder. He's like, "All right, buddy, good luck." And
Good job, buddy.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that was a lot of money." Or I guess not.
Could have just touched just one chip, right? Just let me touch one flag.
Oh man, but yeah, backing's definitely gone out of style. It's, I think unless you're whatever the luckiest 1% or the most skilled 1% or whatever, you're just gonna lose. I think it's
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's just not a very profitable endeavor. I think unless you're like very committed to like, there's a couple online stables, I guess.
Sure.
They coach their guys very well, and they like hand pick their guys, and they crush. But
Yeah, I think Nick Howard has the detox or whatever. They
Yeah.
got a shitload of guys.
but like
and
me or who else lost a lot back? Bryn or Chris Mormon, just throwing people money and then just being like,
Mormon
go
got
ahead.
mashed.
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely. I think for poker players, we don't have, most of us anyway. At least when we were making money online, don't have like a business mindset to like
Exactly.
take it as seriously as you should. Like, oh, I should actually only be putting people in fucking 1-2 if I'm playing 10Ks myself or something like that. And
Yeah.
and instead you're like, oh, these are my buddies. Let's put them in the same stakes as me.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm winning money.
Yeah.
Why don't I just make money off them also?
Yeah, exactly.
These games are super easy, and he's not an idiot, so why can't everyone make money?
Yeah.
Yeah, shocking.
This just in. Backing for losers. No. All right. So you never actually downswung to the point where you needed backing yourself.
I definitely did.
Oh, you
It's
did.
the easiest way to get back is by backing people. So yeah.
Well, you had said that you won and they lost, and then
Yeah.
you were kind
I
of the
did a
same.
bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
Dumb life decisions.
Yeah.
This is the second 7-figure down store that he can't remember. I'm
Oh, I
guessing.
can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. I think I was traveling, like my first 5 years after the main event, I was traveling a lot, playing a lot of high rollers, doing really well overseas. And I got to a point where I just got tired of playing. So there was like a 4-year period where I just like kind of stayed in Vegas to play cash with you guys, and then I didn't really play tournaments. And I was definitely just donating at Bellagio every single day, and then just like spending a ton of money. So I had like no income for like 4 years, just losing a lot of money and spending.
Yeah, that'll bust you too.
In fact, I remember one of the biggest pots I lost at Bellagio was to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this one just like sticks out in my head because I was like, that fucking guy, I hate him.
Oh, I want to hear
wonder
hateful
if-
art
Well,
stories.
thanks for coming on the pod after you hate me.
I don't think you knew you were my partner on this until just now.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, it was Justin's money, really. I remember the hand clear though.
I don't know if it was Justin's money back then. It was tournaments he was backing.
All right, I'm just now
Tell me
ratchet.
how I-
I'm just
how
now
I,
ratchet out to Justin.
Okay.
We're playing quarter 50 at the Bellagio.
Okay.
You open the gun. We're like 25K deep.
Okay.
And I 3-bet, I want to say king 10 of diamonds.
This is
You remember
starting to
that at all?
sound familiar, yeah.
And then you 4-bet.
Okay.
I called. And the flop came 5-3-2 all diamonds. And then you triple barreled it all in. And then on the river, I was like, man, I guess he just has a nut flush. But I don't know, it's art. I call.
Yeah.
And you showed me 6-4 diamonds.
Oh, I do not remember that art.
It's all coming back to me
Okay, I
now.
was going to say, that's a straight fucking flush, and you got doubled up through it.
I always wonder why I have the instinct to 4-bet that hand when I get 3-bet. And now I think
Now we can call it the Joe Cheong hand. That's good.
rolling down the
Yeah.
street in my
My
6-4. All right. Well, thanks for the happy memory.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It
4-bet it the
was
next
like my
time I
biggest
get it.
cash game pot at the time. I was like, God, I hate this guy. I hate poker. I hate cash games.
Fuck poker and fuck all you. I'm never coming back. Never.
So what year was this, like what time period when you're basically not playing any poker? Like 16 to 19, somewhere in there, or like earlier?
Probably like 2016 to 2019. Yeah, in that,
Okay.
that range.
And then, so basically you finally looked at your bank statement and you're like, I guess I got to start playing again, or just you
Yeah.
finally being something, or you find a new passion for it?
Well, I was also dating a girl in Vegas, and then we broke up, and then I was like, now I need some money. I should probably play a little more tournaments again. So I just went full time into tournaments again since then.
She played a lot of tournaments too. Did you, not to pry too hard, but like, did you like put her in a bunch of stuff, or was
Yes,
that part of the deal?
sadly, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was okay, I guess. I don't know. I remember playing with her a bunch of times. Like, I wouldn't say a winning player, but like not like a strong losing player.
No comment.
For those just listening on Spotify, that silence said it all.
That was fantastic.
No comment.
All right, so either way.
So yeah, a lot of life lessons in that period of my life.
All right, let's move
go
on.
to some- let's
how
find
long-
happier times
How long
here.
did it take you to get unbacked? When did you cut him off right before the main event, just like Darren, or?
No, which is smart because I haven't made past day one in 5 years. Actually, I did it really well in tournaments after, made a bunch of money, and then I got very comfortable not paying for any of my buy-ins. I was like, yeah.
It's nice that this money's just banked.
Yeah, especially now that poker's tougher. Like you swing like 50K on a Sunday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On the
Yeah,
online
online.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like back in the day, it was like a big Sunday was like you lose like $6,000, and now it's like you can lose like, I don't play the super high stuff. Those guys can lose like 100K plus on one Sunday. You know.
Yeah.
The GGs and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
like-
25Ks, 10Ks, 5K. I mean, it's
Like I'll have 40K buy-ins on Sunday. I don't play the big stuff,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So it got to the point where I was like, well, I'd rather just gamble my own money and other stuff and just keep playing with free money, which is nice.
yeah. I honestly like there's definitely a lot of pros for being backed. Like there is some relief, especially when you know you're a winning player. Like, you know what I mean? Like it takes away all the stress and know that you're eventually going to get a paycheck at the end of the month, at the end of the 6 months, whatever it is.
I mean, it's terrible if you're broke and then you go get a makeup,
Right.
then you have no source of income. But other than that,
You've amassed over $19 million in career earnings. Is that, I know you don't know, but like I looked it up. That's right. It's $19 million. That seems like a lot.
it does seem like a lot. I can't even imagine how. Just been playing poker so long, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm older than you. I got less, far less.
And you didn't take 4 years off either.
Definitely not. So,
It's funny, I'll go to Asia. So I went to Korea last year for like the first time since like a decade, just to go. I had friends there like, come party, like take a break from poker. So I went there. There was actually a lot of poker in Asia, and it's like booming. It's very big. So I go there. A lot of these smaller countries are very nationalistic. So in Korea, I'm Korean, so they're like, he's the highest tournament earning Korean ever.
oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
But they'll call me the $20 million man.
Oh, let's put it on his Wikipedia.
But a lot of them don't realize that $20 million earnings doesn't mean you have
Right.
$20 million in the bank, So it's always, I'm always like, do I explain to them that I'm not that rich and ruin their view of me, or?
Just let them have it. I feel like I do the same kind of shit with like my family or my friends and family back in North Carolina or whatever. They're like, oh, who Googled you? Oh my God, I didn't know you had that much money. I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, just don't ask me for a loan, I guess.
Yeah, you can like me, just don't ask me for any of that money I'm supposed to have.
So yeah, I looked through. I mean, obviously, even before all this, like you traveled quite a bit. But like over the last 4 or 5 years, where is your favorite place to like go play? Like I mean, I've seen you.
So I started playing tournaments again, but I didn't really leave North America for like 4 years. I was just too lazy. Also, I hate Europe. I mean, not Europeans, maybe, but like the cities are old and like everything's expensive. The food's great, but I like new stuff. Like nice new cities, like
Cleaner city like Seoul and Tokyo, stuff like that.
yeah, or like Vancouver. You go there, it's
Okay,
like it
yeah.
feels like a actual city that's like modern. Europe is like it's nice to go for like a weekend and like take pictures and stuff, but then I don't want to stay too long. So I've been mainly going to Florida and Montreal,
Okay.
and then just playing stuff in Vegas. I don't even go to LA. I fucking hate LA.
Dude,
So
LA's the worst.
yeah.
It's so fucking bad there. Sorry, I hate LA.
yeah. So until last year, I was just kind of doing that for 4 or 5 years, and then last year I started going to Asia and playing a lot of stuff there.
Just was it intentional or just like wanted to change the pace?
So I went there to party, but once I saw how much poker there was and like how much like potential there was, I just decided I'm just gonna start going back more.
Nice. And you've played in how many Tritons have you played in? Like
I played one
Okay.
because most of them are in Europe, and I hate Europe.
okay.
But
checks out.
I was in Korea. I just Triton happened to be there, so I went to stop by and did very well there. And yeah,
So you weren't planning to play Tritons on like when you went on your trip, or you just like were like kind of used it as like your excuse to go party, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna play some tournaments too.
So I went back last year in like August.
Okay.
Stayed for like 3 months.
Oh, 3
And had a great time. And then I was going back anyway in like February, and then I realized there's a Triton in March. So I was like, oh, I'll just stop by there also.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say you got to get money out there somehow, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just swipe it on your credit card. I don't think. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Dude, can you just swipe it on your credit card out there?
I heard some places like
Yeah.
in EPTs you can, but
Yeah.
yeah, and you could just rack a bunch of credit card points, which is kind of sick.
First class on the way home.
Yeah.
So how many? This is at Jeju, right?
This is a JJ, yep.
And we were talking about before. It's like the
like
cold, non-resortish
It's like the
Hawaii.
the Choctaw of Korea,
there
basically.
you go.
Yeah.
The Choctaw.
It's in the middle of nowhere. I haven't been in Choctaw. This is from what I've heard.
No, that's got to be accurate.
Yeah.
It's another place
It's
I'll
like
never go back
45
to.
minutes from the actual main city in Jeju, and there's nothing around it. You're just on this resort. It's kind of like not that nice.
So how many events did you play? Because like I mean, those are like they start at 25K and up, right? Or is that
I
fairly
think the
close?
smallest event was the first one was 15K.
Okay.
And it went 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
And I played up to the 40K mystery bounty. Well, the thing was, I was asking around because I've been to Triton, and my friends were like, yeah, once you get to the 50K level, like tournaments gets really a lot tougher, and except the main event, which is 100K. So I was like, all right, well, it's like a week between the 40K and the main event. I don't want to stick around until the main.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just play till the 40. If I do well, I'll stay around. If I don't, I'll leave. So I actually did really well. I got 4th place on 25K for like 600, and then cashed the mystery bounty. And then I just still got bored because it's the Choctaw of Korea. So yeah, so I left, expecting the tournaments to get worse, and they were like very reggy as expected.
Yeah.
As it turned out that once it hit 50K, the tournaments got a lot better.
I would say that's when all the super rich.
Yeah, so there was a
recreational
bunch
players
of
come in.
super rich recreational players who were just playing private cash games the whole time from 15 to 40K.
Yeah. They
And
couldn't be bothered for that.
They just came out for the 50K plus. So a bunch of regs left at the same time I did. And I saw the final table. It was like just like 6 Chinese guys just like blasting off and having fun. I was like, fuck.
So the people that started the rumors are the ones that knew they were going to stick around. They're basically trying to get all the good pros to like leave.
No,
right?
nobody knew. They all left with me. we were all sad together.
That's incredible.
So is there another, what's coming up for you? Like what's the next stop? Like obviously you're not in Thunder Valley right now.
Yeah, I think I'll be going back to Asia Korea very soon, and then playing stuff in that side of the world for the next year or so.
A full year?
I don't know. I don't really.
Well, yeah,
I don't plan
you're not a
stuff.
planner. I get it.
Yeah. At least for the next. Well, I'm gonna go to Bahamas for that WSP thing.
Oh
paradise
shit!
thing.
Yeah. So you'd rather be there than here at the Win?
Well, no, I fucking hate Atlantis. I like
too.
told myself I'll never go back, and then GG releases a 50 million guarantee. I'm like, I guess I have to go back. So yeah.
So when is that one? That's
Sometime in December.
December.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it
It's not for a
conflicts with
minute.
the Wind though completely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're for some reason they're competing with the Win's like Ultra 10K or whatever
Yeah,
like they call it.
Seems like it could easily just be a little before, a little bit after, and be like everybody goes to both. You know, like why compete?
I'm wondering maybe like December is just a good time period for people to come out, so they just happen to be the same time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
December
maybe.
is, I don't know. I think December is slow in the Bahamas though. Maybe it's just cheaper for them to actually rent
Yeah,
the
it's
space.
probably rent cheap. Like remember PCA was always January, but like the turnouts were always like pretty abysmal at PCA. So maybe January is just a bad time. I don't even know.
Yeah, everybody's off in December. Whatever. We're never going to run a tournament series. We don't care. We'll just go to the one that appeals to us.
Yep, the biggest lotto ticket there is, basically. As long as the prize is big, I can flip my way to it.
Flip your way to it, yeah. Okay.
So also you have a girlfriend in Korea, correct?
Yes.
Or at least at the time of this recording.
Yes, yes.
Sorry for future Joe if this is not true.
When I was in Korea last year, I was playing some local tournaments, and I started dating a poker dealer there. So yeah, she lives in Korea. Another reason that I'm going back to Asia. I mean, Vegas is kind of, it's fun when you're young, but like it's kind of depressing when you're like in your 30s and single. There's like nothing to do here. Yeah.
So I just curious. It's like I've always been I've always had a girlfriend or wife basically since I turned 20. But like, how does one like hit on a poker dealer? Like, I mean, it seems like tough work. You have 8 other guys with you and like one female dealer that is attractive, I'm assuming. And then like you just, how do you flirt? Like, I mean, it seems really hard.
It really helps that I'm known as a $20 million man in Korea.
He just wears a shirt with his Hendon mob on it when he comes to the table.
No, actually, she didn't even know who I was.
That's-
Yeah, like she deals poker, but like in Korea, it's like fairly new there, so there's a little bubble. They just know a couple players. Everyone knows Phil Ivey. They're like everyone there knows Phil Ivey. I don't know who else they know. They know like random YouTubers are like kind of popular.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
that could be us.
Exactly.
Hello, Korean.
We need some
Kamsahamnida
subtitles.
for
Yeah.
watching.
But yeah,
So what, you just like get in the same like friend circles, hang out, and then like just natural things happen? So you're not actually flirting at the table, or?
no,
I'm just super
they
curious.
have a thing. So I didn't realize it was in Korea, but like it's frowned upon for the dealers to like socialize with players at the table. So like when she was here with me and playing some poker, she was like, it's weird that the dealers are all like talking to the players and like being friendly. And she's like, that's like not allowed in Korea. So
okay.
they
You're
just
supposed to
sit
be a-
down, do their job, and they leave. You know.
They're
So
just a prop. Just.
yeah, exactly. No, I met her outside during a break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it planned? Did you stalk her?
No, she actually approached me. So
Oh.
yeah.
All right. Well, $20 million man. All right. But she didn't know who you were. Sorry.
Yeah, she heard people like talking about me at the table or
Okay.
in the area. I guess I don't fucking know.
That's great. Okay.
Don't want to embarrass her. So.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, usually don't talk about loved ones or anything like that, but still, I don't know. Since we were talking about it before. So in addition, just a super small plug for Joe and I, and actually the Table One podcast. We're both Phenom Poker Pro ambassadors. So please check it out, guys. I'm sure Art might slide in like some kind of promo around.
Here.
But even if he doesn't, whatever. But yeah, get on the wait list. Use Joe's referral code, my referral code, or the Table One's. I'm sure Art will actually do that one, like actually put the referral codes in.
Yeah, we'll put them all in the description down there. You click on the one, whoever you like the best.
Yeah.
You
Please
sign up through them.
use mine. Apparently, mine was I posted it wrong on my social media for the first 6 months, so I just got like no referrals. Nobody told me.
How do you know, by the way? Do you,
I forgot who it was. Someone told me like, oh, your link's wrong.
oh no, I mean like okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
Oh, you mean how many referrals you got?
Yeah. Like people have asked me. I was like, I don't even know if I want to know.
Yeah. So I was told I was performing very poorly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You need to do more social media appearances, like podcast appearances.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that my tweets are usually just sarcastic.
Yeah.
stupid stuff,
Speaking of tweets, one of my favorite tweets of the summer or updates of the summer was your epic slow roll in the 50K.
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Epic slow roll of a friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the hand and the story and what was going through your mind there when you did you just forget you were in the hand and it was time to call or?
If I know Joe.
So it was the 50K high roller.
Just a 50K, guys. But go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
We were like 1 and 2 in chips or something. We were like both top 5 in chips. It's the last level of the night. And then I opened King Jack suited in the cutoff. He threw it to small blind. Like, we're friends, but like, I haven't known him that long. But we're friendly, we're friends.
Okay. Who was it?
David Coleman.
David Coleman,
Yeah.
okay.
He's had a very good year. He's been winning a lot.
He's crushing. Yeah.
Anyway, very nice guy, very friendly. Seems like the kind of guy who would take a slow roll very well. Anyway, flop comes like Jack 9 or something. And he just triple barrels off for like infinite chips into me. And like the first 2 barrels I'm calling, I'm like, fuck, like, does he just have like ace jack?
Yeah.
You know, like, well, I'm not folding, but you know, I'm not that happy about it. Or it becomes a jack. And then now I'm just, before you shove, I'm like, I know you're shoving. And I'm like, I can't not slow roll here.
Yeah, you're not really thinking
Yeah.
about anything except
Yeah.
your slow roll tactic here.
Yeah, once a jack hit, I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful card to slow roll. And then he shoves. And then I time banked, which should have been a dead giveaway. I don't use time banks. So I time banked.
Yeah, it's your fault, Coleman. Jeez,
Yeah.
Pick up.
Yeah, come on, David, you should know. And then I told him, if you got it, you got it, which is another giveaway.
Yeah, that's fair. You never do that either.
Yeah. I was like, if you got it, you got it. And I call, and he goes, I got it. And shows me queens. And then I was like, so, you know, like back in the days, like we would always just slow roll friends like each other and just have fun. Well, I don't know if everyone did, but like my group
I did,
did.
yeah. Sean
do you
D,
remember,
me,
remember
yeah.
Salman Bebehani?
Oh, yeah.
He was like the biggest slow roller. He was like a good friend of mine. He was like always slow roll. He's like the king slow roller. Anyway, I thought we'd have a good laugh. He'd be like, fuck you, Joe, you know? Like, but he just goes, what the fuck was that?
I mean, it was a 50K when he has a top 5 stack.
It was
but,
also
like,
for like 12 starting stacks. Yeah.
so the equity is.
Were you guys in the money or close?
No, it was the end of day
day
one.
one.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's
But that, like, that's
not that far from the
like
money,
his stack
honestly.
was probably worth fucking 200K or something.
Yeah.
which Joe gobbled up.
Slowly though. He took
And
his
then
time.
I remember I could tell the whole table wanted to laugh, but they couldn't because David seemed so angry.
That's what I was gonna ask. Who else was at the table? Because like, I know if I was at the table, I'd be drinking, so like my filter would be like off, and I would just fucking.
Who's on my table? Nacho.
Okay. Like
I could
feel like
tell-
Nacho would laugh.
Nacho. I could tell he wanted to. And he kept going, that's so cold-blooded, bro. You know, like. Anyway, David's like, what the fuck was that? And I was like, it was a slow roll.
You get it.
What else would it be? And then he was like very upset. He was like, that's like for $400,000 in equity. And then he was like, I mean, this is not going to affect our friendship, but that's fucked up.
That's so great.
And then it was kind of awkward. And then he like walked off to a friend and then told a slow roll. And I hear everyone laughing at the table. and then he comes back to me and he like jokes me. He's like, I'm gonna get you next time. And then I was like, I mean, he's cool about it now. Like it was just in the moment his New Jersey side came out, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, let us know when he gets you back.
I mean, you're gonna be on high alert for the next decade for sure. So
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be really hard to slow roll you right now.
Nacho goes, that was hilarious. But if you slow that's me, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of slow rolling in our cash game. I would say not enough, but like it is quite funny. Like the most jovial, happy guy. Like I'm talking about British Jimmy or whatever. But like Art slow rolled him like a month ago, and like his face.
Apparently he doesn't like him. he always, I always thought he would enjoy him because he like jokes around with us so much. And there's this funny hand that I posted a long time ago where it's like somebody went all in. Justin's all in blind for like 4K or 10.
Yeah.
No, he's got the 3200 straddle out, and he's got like a 10K total stack
Yeah,
or something
right, that's
like
correct,
that.
yeah.
And so it goes all in call from this guy that we're talking about, Jimmy, and immediately James just says, "I've got kings," and everyone's just like, "What? You have kings?" And then the board runs out, and the first guy that shoves is like king high, and then Jimmy's like king high also, and starts laughing. So I thought, he was like, he only likes slow rolling that way, where you say you have a good hand, and then actually you have a bad hand.
Okay.
He told me he only had one spot where it actually came back and bit him, and he was like, he was a guy of kings, and then like he actually had king 10 or something, and like he made a straight or something against someone that made a set of queens, and they were like really pissed off that he told them that he had kings.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I
like slow rolling personally.
I think it's great. It
think
makes
it's
the
funny.
game. It makes the game not so serious.
Oh, I might as well do a shot for Salman. He would be like slow rolling everything. He'd like hit me up on Sunday and be like, "Pull me up, bro. Like pull me up on stars." It'd be like I would pull him up and he'd be heads up in like the Sunday warm up, and I see his time bank going down. Another guy all in, and he just told me to pull him up, and he had aces, stuff like that. And then like I remember one of his best slow rolls ever was we're in San Remo in some high roller, and the board was like jack high, runs out. I forgot the action, but like he like bets huge on the river, like hacks and calls, and Solomon just like flips for a jack. Goes, I got a jack, and I like tables ace jack, and he goes and a 4, and then just starts like dancing, and like we're all laughing. Ike's not happy because he show his hand. And I was like, wow, this guy's a legend. I want to start swirling.
I don't know. I like it. I understand people get emotional, like there's money attached, like there's people. As long as you can pick out, I don't want to say the right people, but pick out the people that know that like whatever the buy-in is, it's not going to affect their year or their month or whatever. I think it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, even if it is, they shouldn't be gambling that high if they can't take a slow roll.
Fuck you if you didn't take a joke.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I told David after I was like, well, you're gonna lose anyway. Like, are you gonna be that much happy for a snap call? Like,
Yeah, I gave you hope for a few extra seconds.
at least now,
I allowed you to have happiness.
at least now it's a memory for life, not just a bust out. So
This is how I bond and make new friends. It's like better than a handshake, a slow roll.
That's a good point. You're like, I just gave you 2 minutes of happiness that you would not have had.
yeah, and now
You're
you're welcome
welcome.
forever. Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Any cool gambling stories that in your past? So you say you don't like gambling, but
I mean, I probably have a lot, but can't think of anything at the moment. If you guys would prime me in something.
I mean, I know the only time I've ever played Bach, or the only 2 times I played Bach was both with you. By the way, I did not enjoy myself, and I did not win. But like, I don't know, like it was, I don't know, Bach's like a big theme in like our game. Everyone seems to love Bach, but like it's so boring to me. Like, and the one time like I go against like everyone bets play or whatever, pick bets player, and I'm like, I bet on bank. Everyone looks at me like I'm the biggest asshole in the world.
I mean, you are at that
Like
point.
I didn't even know the game. Like, is it the same thing as like craps where like everyone bets the
You're
dues?
basically rooting for everyone else to lose so you can win.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense.
you
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't realize that.
No, I mean, I just
It is just like craps where you bet the don't and everyone else is whatever.
Yeah,
You're the only one rooting for a 7. I don't even know how craps works, but I played with Ron Corey, who is also on this podcast, and he likes to bet the don'ts. He's just like, I don't know, that's the side the house wants, so I want to be on that side. Is what he says.
Even though, like,
but
they take the same
nobody
percentage,
likes him for it when he's at the table actually playing.
Any good box stories? Oh, shit, I'm sure I have a lot, but I mean, I don't play anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm retired.
Are
But
you tried from pot, from Bach, from UTH?
UTH sometimes. Actually,
Do you do anything fun anymore?
I'm
What
boring
do
now.
you
I'm
do?
too old now. But UTH is the only reason I met the Phenom guys, actually.
Oh yeah.
I was playing UTH at Durango, and there's this random Asian guy sitting there playing with me. And after a while, he goes, "Are you Joseph Cheong?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I have a business offer for you. Let me message you." And it turned into Andrew. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I met him. That's how this whole thing started for me.
Well,
God, I'm sure I have better stories, but I had a period when I played Bach at Bellagio every single day, like really high stakes, and this was like 2013. I want to say like May-ish, in their series. They had a series, WPT. I was playing Bach, very drunk, and there was a Korean man next to me. It was Korean Tom.
Korean
If
Tom.
you remember him, yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah.
RIP. So we're playing and we're just like crushing it. And there's a 100K going on, the PT 100K Alpha 8 or something. And I was just like, oh, I don't really want to play. But we were winning, and Tom just goes, go play. Like, I want half your action. And he just gives me 50K. So I was drunk. I was like,
Okay.
sure, yeah. So I went and max late regged it with like, I don't know how many big blinds, 16 or something. And I got second the next day, so.
Jeez. Did you buy in that day, or the buy-in was the next day?
The buy-in was that day.
Okay.
But I like regged, and then we played for like a couple hours, and then we bagged up with like 6 left, and then came back the next day.
I remember actually when they ran that series and when you got second. I mean, we didn't know each other, but I saw you. I don't know. It could have been around the time when I won that huge pot off you. But how big were you guys playing bot? If you had to guess.
Probably like at least 5K a hand, up to 20.
Okay, and you were crushing it, so you did a little box satellite, is what happened.
Yeah.
Well, meet the right guy.
Well, yeah, but if
Yeah.
if they were both winning at 5K hand,
We're both winning.
I'm sure
Yeah.
So you basically free roll yourself through Bach and the piece.
Yeah. I mean, especially a max late reg, I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But then I was, enough alcohol and right people around me. Yeah.
You go in with confidence.
Worked out great.
Confidence ensues.
Yeah.
That's great. How much was that score for? Second place must have been.
I got second to Doc Sands, actually. Our heads up lasted one hand. But I think second place was like 600K.
Oh, nice. Did he like kick you under the table that he had it, or he couldn't quite reach? Damn, I didn't know Doc Sands was just total scum. I mean, I had a feeling a lot of people don't like that guy, but anyway.
I like Doc. I mean, I hated that he beat me in the heads up. But yeah. Oh, I have a hand from that tournament, actually. I didn't know what ICM was back then. I mean, clearly, judging by how I used to play.
Yeah.
But we're like on the stone bubble, and it was like a $400,000 bubble, I want to say.
Okay. Shit.
Something like that. It was big. And then I opened ace 8 off on the button, and Zugwat shoved like 20 bigs in the big blind,
Okay.
which is obviously clear fold on the bubble.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
especially
okay.
when it's 4x, right? It would have been for like a lot of my stack. I had him covered.
Yeah, but not by.
And then I was just like,
Fuck this
You
guy.
could have ace 2 suited. Call. Won the flip. Ruined his life. I remember the look on his face still. It was just like shock and yeah.
Shock and horror. That's great.
That's what Bach does to you. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a natural 9.
Yeah,
You had a call. Okay. I think we should end it on that note.
I like that. All right, Joe. I appreciate coming out here, man. It means a lot to us.
No,
It
it's
really
fun.
does. Yeah. And I don't know if I don't get to see you. I don't know. Have fun in Asia for a year, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah, for real.
Well, until they kick me out for tourist visa or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be Bahamas. If you guys
Oh,
go,
sure.
see you there.
I will not be there.
Maybe. Probably not.
25K, 50. I mean, you gotta have makeup, so you final table that, you're out.
His backer's poor too.
I don't think his backer would put him into that.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good one. I don't know. Start the song.
Let's start this.
100 grams.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy, we working hard for this money. Whoa, you know I've been in my bag, yeah. Buddy, I got it like that, yeah. Y'all better stop. Me and my boy gon' climb to the